Hello Internet, welcome to Behind the Scenes where we show you how we made it, and today's episode, how to make a lightsaber fight. Welcome back everybody, I'm your host, George Lucas, and today we will be discussing on how to make a lightsaber fight, but more importantly, how not to make one. So before we get this video started, go ahead and watch our video that we made. I should have a card right here, I want to say, that'll lead you to the video. Go ahead and watch it before we start talking about it. We didn't have a lot of planning with our video.
We'll have to switch costumes.
Yep.
Alright.
Fun fact of the day, during the production of Revenge of the Sith, the set builders gave a layout to the stunt team so they could build a bare bones version of the set that was literally wood markers and duct tape, so they knew where everything was in order to plan out the choreography. Me and my cousin Nick always wanted to do a lightsaber fight, but we couldn't choreograph it. We lived like 5 hours apart. Yeah, planning wasn't an option. Thinking about it now, one of us could have figured out the choreography here. I could have planned the choreography with a friend. We could have recorded it and shot it. And then what we could have done is we could have sent those shots to Nick, and him and one of his friends could practice it. So when I finally got up there, me and him could fight each other. The only amount of planning that we went with was into the stunt sabers themselves.
Action.
So another fun fact, during the filming of The Phantom Menace, they actually, for their reference blades and props, they used aluminum pipes. But since we're wimps and didn't want to get whacked with the metal pole by accident, what we decided to do was change, a softer material. So actually for our first film, Revenge of the Trekkies, we used wooden dowels, but then we found out those, after they survived the first film, but after trying to use them again, they snapped. So we have opted to use Ultra Sabers. If you don't know what Ultra Sabers is, basically they're a lightsaber company that makes stunt-worthy lightsabers. So these are actually made to fight with. They're very bright, and yeah, and actually the hilt is actually made out of like aluminum, I think. So this is the initiate that I got from them, but yeah. It's a little pricey. This cost me like $80, and they're like the cheapest one on the market that I've found so far, but you're not gonna get sound, but that doesn't matter, because why would we have sabers that make sound when we're gonna put our sound effects in later?
Thinking about this, what if we just made it completely stupid?
I agree. Before we go into the how we did the sound effects for this little skit, I want to talk about the visual effects first, because that's usually how we do it. We do the visual effects first, and then the sound effects later. Okay, so this is how we made the lightsabers. So the first thing you want to do is you want to grab your footage. This is the shot that we'll be working with from our little movie. This is Nick and his Kylo Ren get up. Now, the way that we did the lightsaber, so this is the lightsaber blade in the shot. We have the Pro version, so these are the effects that you'd be using if you had the Pro. The only thing that is in this version of the shot that is actually for the Pro is the lightsaber plugin that was made for this. So they have a whole bunch of settings down here that you can dial into. HitFilm has a better tutorial than I can make for their plugin. I'll put a link to that in the description. But this was, if you don't have HitFilm Pro and you have HitFilm Express, there's another way that you can do the lightsabers. So the way you would want to do it is first you go make a white plane. We're gonna name this lightsaber because that's what it's gonna be. And then what's gonna happen is you're gonna go change the opacity. You're gonna take the mask tool and you're gonna just draw out the blade with as few points as possible, because you have to keyframe this. You have to move every single point frame by frame. So the fewer points you have, the better. So all right, we're gonna change the opacity back up because that's we're gonna turn it back up, and now we have the core of the blade. Okay, it's getting there. It's not quite there. So we're gonna go to the mask. We're gonna go to the shape. We're gonna change the roundness so then that way the points aren't nearly as sharp. We're gonna change the feather to give it kind of to blend it in with the scene some more. So we're gonna do that. It has a higher feather. That's fine. You're gonna go into the effects tab. Okay, you're gonna put in glow, and we're looking for neon glow. So if you put that in, boom, we now have a glow. Now you can control the intensity. The radius, so we're gonna actually probably pump that. Well, maybe not. Let's boost the radius, lower the expansion, and we're gonna change the color. So in our film, he uses kind of like a bluish kind of color. Okay, so that's not nearly as vibrant, so we want to up the intensity. And now we have a lightsaber. If you want to see it more clearly, you can you can change the radius. You can go back up here, and if you want it to have a harder edge, you just change the feather strength. And I think, yeah, there we go. I think I like that a little bit better. Let's boost the radius some more. Maybe not the radius, but the expansion. That's what I want. Boom. Okay. So now he has the lightsaber. So the next thing that you want to do is you're going to drop your opacity down again so you can see your reference blade. And then you're going to go back over your mask. You're going to go to transform, turn on the path, and then since he's actually staying very still, we don't have to worry about it too much. We don't have to. Basically, what the computer is going to do is that you can skip frames and it'll calculate where it goes. So since he's staying still, we can skip some more frames. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or here actually, because that's the peak. That's where it goes up, and then you're just gonna move that over. Now this is a long process. This process is called rotoscoping. And so yeah, you're gonna go frame by frame. You're gonna add that, and then boom. Now the computer will try to figure out where that blade went, and will help you animate for you. For still shots like this, if I turn the opacity back up for these couple of frames, you know, it works. It works. It does a good job following it. It's the more like fight intense heavy bits where I would say skip a frame, but then still go back and watch the entire shot and look frame by frame, see where it's misaligned, and then fix it up. It is a very lengthy process, so get your headphones on, put on some music, get in the groove, and yeah, it's really tedious, I'm not gonna lie, but this is how the greats did it, and this is how we shall do it.
And that's fish.
It's so hard. Get your giggles out.
Okay.
Okay.
But
so if you don't have the time or money like how we did for sound effects, you don't have to make your own. Honestly, I just went on Google. I just Googled lightsaber sound effects, and there are some people who are really good with audio technology. I am not one of those people, but they were able to extract all the lightsaber sound effects from the movies. And then the other thing that I did was that I went on Google and looked up video game sound files. So I actually downloaded the sound effects pack from Lego Star Wars. So it's like all of the different sound Foley and files that were ripped from that game, posted on the internet, and I just grabbed them off the interwebs. If you start looking up like the lightsaber choreography competition, they have a lot of resources to sound effects, and they're a film festival that's just lightsaber fighting, so if you need more resources for lightsabers specifically, I check that out. I really did you right there. And that's how you make a lightsaber film. So go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you can get more behind the scenes content. And if you are a big fan of our content, feel free to support us on our Patreon so that way we can make more of these skits and movies and more behind the scenes stuff for you. So go check that out. And we'll see you guys next time on Behind the Scenes.
You want to make it just so stupid?
Yeah.
But don't?
Stupidest lightsaber fight ever.
got it.
Oh, this could be so much fun now. I'm ready.